I hope I've done some good in my life. I know I've made mistakes too. But more than anything, I just want to be remembered with kindness. While most celebrity marriages collapse under pressure, Dolly Parton defied the odds. She stayed married to one man for over 50 years. That alone is extraordinary, especially when she never had children. In this video, we'll explore her deep marriage, her family life, her legendary career, and the personal reason she chose not to have kids. Stick with us. You'll hear rare, emotional moments from the life of one of music's most beloved legends. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born on January 19, 1946, in a one-room cabin in Pittman Center, Tennessee. She was the fourth of 12 children raised by Avie Lee and Robert Lee Parton. Growing up in the Smoky Mountains, Dolly's early years were shaped by faith, music, and hardship. Her name came from her great-great-grandmother, Rebecca Whitted. Her father worked tirelessly on a tobacco farm and in construction to support the family. Even though he couldn't read, Dolly admired his business sense and grit. Her mother, Avie Lee, gave birth to 12 children by the age of 35. Dolly says she inherited her singing talent from her. Her mom knew hundreds of old songs passed down from Welsh ancestors. The family was deeply religious and attended church regularly. Dolly's uncle was a Pentecostal preacher. Religion played a huge role in Dolly's early life. They later moved to Locust Ridge, where Dolly's memories became songs. She wrote, "My Tennessee mountain home," about that place. She later bought the land back and preserved it. The family was very poor. Dolly's father once paid the doctor who delivered her with a sack of cornmeal. Dolly later wrote a song about it, honoring that doctor, Dr. Robert F. Thomas. Her early songs, like Coat of Many Colors, tell the story of her rough childhood. By age 6, Dolly was singing in church. At 7, she learned to play guitar. By 8, her uncle gave her a guitar of her own. Though surrounded by siblings, Dolly would never have children of her own. To understand why, we need to look at her entire journey. From a very young age, Dolly was drawn to music. She sang on East Tennessee radio and TV. By 10, she appeared regularly on The Cass Walker Show. At 13, she sang at the Grand Ole Opry. That's when she met Johnny Cash, who told her to always trust herself. After high school in 1964, she moved to Nashville and signed with Combine Publishing. She and her uncle wrote songs that became hits, like Put It Off Until Tomorrow. She got signed to Monument Records at 19. They tried to make her a pop singer, but Dolly wanted country music. Her voice was considered too high for the genre, but when her uncredited vocals on Bill Phillips's country hit made waves, they finally gave her a shot. In 1967, her debut album, Hello, I'm Dolly, included songs that reached the top of the country charts. That same year, she began a musical partnership with Porter Wagoner, which boosted her career. In 1971, she hit #1 with Joshua. Her success grew with songs like Jolene and I Will Always Love You. The latter was a farewell to Porter Wagoner and later became an even bigger hit when Whitney Houston covered it in 1992 for The Bodyguard. Dolly joked that the royalties helped her buy a closet full of wigs. In 1993, she worked with Tammy Wynette and Loretta Lynn on Honky Tonk Angels. She recorded a duet of I Will Always Love You with Vince Gill. In 1999, she released The Grass is Blue, a bluegrass album that won her another Grammy. That same year, she entered the Country Music Hall of Fame. Her success continued with albums like Backwoods Barbie and Better Day. In 2020, she released A Holly Dolly Christmas, featuring stars like Miley Cyrus, Michael Bublé, and Billy Ray Cyrus. In 2023, she made her first rock album, Rock Star, with covers of iconic songs from Prince, the Rolling Stones, and Led Zeppelin. Dolly also found success in acting. She starred in 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias, and Joyful Noise. In 2015, a TV film called Coat of Many Colors told the story of her childhood. In 2019, she created the Netflix series Heartstrings. In 2020, she played an angel in Christmas on the Square. Her biography, Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, gave fans personal insights. In 2022, she co-wrote a thriller called Run, Rose, Run with James Patterson. But perhaps the most touching part of her life is her marriage and what it meant for her decision not to have children. At just 20, Dolly married Carl Dean in secret in 1966. Carl was 23 and worked in paving. They tied the knot in Ringgold, Georgia, with only Dolly's mother and a pastor present. Carl never liked the spotlight. After attending one red carpet event, he told Dolly never to ask him again. He stayed away from public events, but remained her biggest fan. Dolly told People magazine in 2019 that Carl always supports her, just not in front of cameras. She even takes other people to events instead of Carl, and he's never jealous. Their bond runs deep, but they've faced tough moments. Dolly wrote Jolene, based on a real woman who worked at the bank and flirted with Carl. This redhead made Dolly insecure. She was tall and slim. Dolly was short and curvy. That moment sparked fear and inspired the song. Though Dolly has admitted to an emotional affair, she says Carl was always the one. Her faith helped her stay loyal. Dolly now says she is thankful they never had kids. She tells herself, "Aren't you glad we didn't?" But they've still raised kids in their own way. In interviews, Dolly explained that she never felt a strong desire for children. Her career was demanding. If she had kids, she would have given up everything to be with them. She felt that having children would not fit her lifestyle. She also believed that God had other plans for her. She once said she was meant to love all children, not just her own. But Dolly and Carl did want children once. They even picked a name. Then Dolly was diagnosed with endometriosis. It caused pain and infertility. In 1984, at age 36, she had a partial hysterectomy. She later wrote about the depression that followed. It was one of the darkest periods of her life. At one point, she thought about ending it all. She has rarely spoken about that time. Despite all that, Dolly says she feels no regret. Sometimes she and Carl wonder what life would have been like with kids. But their humor and honesty keep their bond strong. Dolly says Carl is very funny and clever. They helped raise some of Dolly's siblings in Nashville. Their nieces and nephews call them Uncle Pew and Aunt Granny. One of her Dollywood restaurants is named after that nickname. One loss hit Dolly hard. Her baby brother Larry died not long after birth. She said losing him was like losing a child. In her memoir, she wrote about how broken she felt. Songs like Jeannie's Afraid of the Dark remind her of him. She still cries when she sings them. Dolly shares a deep bond with Miley Cyrus. Miley's father, Billy Ray Cyrus, asked Dolly to be Miley's godmother. Dolly has known Miley since birth. They've sung together many times. When Miley began breaking away from her Disney image, Dolly supported her. People criticized Miley's transformation, but Dolly never judged her. She saw it as part of growing up. She said Miley had talent, a strong mind, and good instincts. They co-wrote the song Rainbow Land and sang together on Dolly's Christmas album. Miley calls Dolly her inspiration and role model. She says Dolly always treats people with kindness. Their bond goes beyond music. Dolly helped Miley stay grounded during hard times. She believed in her even when others didn't. Dolly has used her fame to help others, especially children. In the 1990s, she promised 7th and 8th graders $500 if they finished high school. That promise dropped dropout rates from 35% to just 6%. After floods hit Tennessee in 2021, Dolly raised $700,000 to help victims. In 2022, her Dollywood company started paying full college tuition for its employees. The program offered over 100 courses and gave $5,250 a year for advanced degrees. That same year, Dolly donated $1 million to Vanderbilt Medical Center to support research for sick children. For her generosity, she received the Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy. She remains active in music and philanthropy, still married to Carl, and still collaborating with Miley. Her love continues to spread far beyond her own home. Let us know in the comments what you think about Dolly's story. Thanks for watching. For more incredible stories, click the video on your screen.